Hello everybody, welcome to Las Vegas Live with NELIA Ross. Every Saturday morning at noon and from Monday to Friday at 6 p.m. on socialmediashows.com and also on my website neliaross.com, we are bringing you the biggest and brightest stars, from world-renowned entertainers to magicians, dancers, conductors, movie directors, actors, comedians, and so much more. But now, let's start with an amazing special guest. He is the founder and owner of BIRDLAND Productions and the New Vegas Live, a music, sound, and video production enterprise established in 1994. And it has produced or booked more than 5,500 shows across 25 states, solidifying its reputation in the entertainment industry. With over 20 years of experience as a singer, producer, writer, KJ, and DJ, he has made a significant impact in the entertainment industry. In 2021, he was recognized as Best Lounge Act Entertainer by Best of Vegas and was featured on Sirius XM's Pop 2K My Top 8 segment in the fall 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Bird. Hello, Johnny.
Hi, Nelia.
And welcome to Las Vegas Live with NELIA Ross.
Thank you.
Thank you for accepting my invite.
I've been waiting for the invitation. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, finally, we made it.
Yes.
So you are an amazing talent. In Las Vegas, everybody knows you. Everybody, even the Stones. And but where are you from originally? And when did you decide to become a singer?
Well, I was born in Ontario, Canada, and I grew up in Minnesota in a little border town called International Falls, coldest city in America. The week that I arrived here for good was in December, about 6 years ago, and it was 70 degrees here in December.
Wow.
And it was 71 below back in my hometown.
Wow.
So that's what I had to grow up with, and I spent most of my time in the Midwest. I did an internship on the East Coast and in Nashville. I traveled to Nashville a lot as a young guy, thinking I'd be a Nashville star, and
Yes.
and I held off that idea until I came to Vegas for the first time, and then I fell in love with Las Vegas.
Yeah, yeah, like anybody that decide then to move here, basically.
Yeah.
So, but when did you decide to become a singer?
A singer?
It was like immediate, when you were a child, or it came just, during the time, when you were, younger, and how did it happen?
Well, I had one kid when I was growing up in my whole neighborhood, and I had a blast with her. Her name was Hopi Schrader. As if watching, hello, Hopi Schrader. But other than the one friend I had two things to do. I could read, and I had books, lots of books, and I had the radio. So I loved listening to the radio. My mom would sing to me as she would work around the kitchen. She'd put me on the counter, and she would be singing to the radio. And I thought she just had the most amazing voice. And she would tell you that her voice was terrible, but to me, it was like an angel was singing to me. And then the DJs. I loved listening to the DJs, and I spent a lot of time listening to Casey Kasem.
Yes.
The American Top 40 Countdown, and I wanted to be Casey Kasem.
Oh my!
I wanted to be a radio DJ, but I like to sing, but it wasn't until high school that I started singing, and I sang all through high school, and I was headed to a law degree. That's where I really wanted. That was my passion. I wanted to be an attorney since I was a little kid.
That it's very useful, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially in our field.
Yeah. Well, in hindsight, I'd be retired now, but yet I'd be hiring people like me to go do shows. But I kept at it. I ended up dropping out of my pursuit of law school, and I didn't have a whole lot left to do. But I was just intoxicated by a microphone and being able to speak and eventually sing and do things.
Yeah, because you have this amazing ability. You can talk a lot. You can talk about anything, basically. And you have a strong, I think, knowledge of the music in general.
I studied a lot. As a competition.
Absolutely.
Now you're an incredible singer, but I'm sure you studied some of your peers or the people that you really thought were amazing, or even in some cases your competition. You wanted to know what you were against.
That's right.
So as a DJ coming up, when I started, I had all the competition. So I wanted to know how I could put myself above them, just competitively speaking. So I studied. I got to read more. And I read all these books, huge books of Billboard. Every time I'd play a song, I'd learn about the song, I'd learn about the band, I'd learn about the music industry. And that really catapulted me because I was able to use the knowledge along with the entertainment value, just doing what we do.
Of course.
And competitively speaking, get more and more things to do, raising our profile in my company. So yeah, and then I started singing some of the stuff when I was DJing, and to see if they would notice. And when they didn't notice, I knew I was onto something.
Of course. What kind of music, did you prefer, when you were younger? I mean, when you started basically listening to music and, become passionate of it.
Had two stations growing up. Again, I was on a Canadian border.
Yes.
With no cities around us. It was forest.
That's right.
For about 45 minutes. There weren't any other, towns or cities to go to. So I had two stations, an AM and an FM, a French station and a Canadian station.
Oh my. So
I listened to what I got, and when I got old enough to buy music, the first cassette I ever bought was a 50s and 60s soft hits of the 50s and 60s. Yes. So I loved the 50s and 60s. My dad had an old jukebox that he had in his warehouse, and he had all these 45s. Beautiful. So that was all 50s and 60s.
Yes.
So
true.
That's the stuff I really enjoyed, the 50s and 60s, and so I cut my teeth musically.
Me too. In my grandparents' house, I still have this kind of jukebox and so many vinyls, 50s and 60s, and I started, for example, knowing Connie Francis, that in Italy was starting being really a huge name. for example, like, in Germany and all these other. So I became, passionate of that period, basically. So
Who are some other people that we would know here that when you were, in Italy?
Yeah.
I mean, I know Engelbert Humperdinck translated
Yeah.
to a lot. Roger Whittaker, maybe.
Yes.
Who did you listen to that had an American appeal?
Well, I mean, it's me interviewing you now,
I'm
but
curious.
basically, yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, there was, Connie Francis, there was, Louis Armstrong, for example. He was so big, and they were calling it, because there was like a period that, Italians were trying to translate from English to Italian to let it be, more accessible the name to the people, to the, in general. And so, for example, Louis Armstrong was called Luigi Braccio Forte, so arm like braccio and strong forte, so Luigi Braccio Forte, who knows Luigi Braccio Forte? So that, we started having this kind of, yes, and we started having this kind of vinyls, with Luigi Braccio Forte that, if you say it in America, of course, nobody has this kind of vinyls,
Right.
but we still have with the Luigi Braccio Forte. So, and it was Louis Armstrong, so it was
That's amazing.
It's still fun, So, when did you decide to move to Las Vegas, and what was the main reason you decided to move to Las Vegas? Just because of the capital, of entertainment, or?
Yeah, there was that. After doing what I did for so long, and I felt like I'd reached a peak. I couldn't. There wasn't much more to really challenge. We were pretty successful. I had lots of shows. I did everything that I wanted to do, but I didn't do this. And so I started coming here I toured around the country, but instead of touring to some like Texas,
Mm-hmm.
I rearranged everything and I toured here. And I met up with the man that was ultimately responsible for me being here. That's Frankie Moreno.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie Moreno, I consider one of the most dynamically talented performers in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He is the quintessential Vegas feel to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know anything he was singing.
Mm-hmm.
He does original music in Vegas, which nobody can do. So
Yes.
don't even bother. And I went out to one of his shows, and this is really what caught me, Nelia. I was sitting in the chair. He finished up some songs. They popped a video up on the screen, and I'm watching the video. And all of a sudden, he starts singing again. I didn't know where he was. I turned around. He was sitting right behind me,
Oh my.
like right there with his guitar. And I thought, wow, that's production. That's thinking. That's clever. That's entertainment. And he had a bottle of Crown Royal, and he gave me like 2 shots right at the table. And we talked a little bit that night, and then I kept coming back. And every time I'd be back in Vegas, I'd make sure to see him.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a 2-hour conversation in a parking lot at 3 a.m. after one of his shows.
Wow.
And it was then that I called Anna back in Minnesota, and I said, Anna, we're moving to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
And she said,
Anna is his wife, and
yeah, she's the most supportive person in the entire universe.
Yes.
But I said, we're coming here, and we're going to get ready. So we took about 18 months to get all of our contracts, everything
Of course.
taken care of. And it was Frankie Moreno that made me believe that I could challenge myself in this market and accept whatever happened. But that's what I
so
wanted.
beautiful. I mean, you were blessed because, I mean, as you know, we everybody, every one of us, should have like a person that believes in you, but really strongly,
Yeah.
that can let your dreams come true. So
Well, that's definitely my wife, Anna.
Yeah.
And she's able to take a call. Back in Minnesota, it's 5 a.m. She's able to be the person to take that call and still respond. She was dead asleep. She says, okay, Frankie Moreno told you to move to Vegas. All right, that's great.
Oh wow, that's great.
But
Now
I
you are top.
yeah.
You're the top. And
So
how
if you're
important
feeling
do you
all
think?
alone, just pick up the phone. We can be alone together. I'm just a call away, and you can hear me say, let's be alone together. Think it's strong. Let's be alone together. Think it's strong, baby. Let's be alone together. Let's be alone together. Oh, baby. Let's be alone together. 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 Let's be alone together.
And how important do you think is to have a member of a family that supports you so much?
Well, you can either have them support you or not support you, but not conflict with you. Either one works. Some people, you might know this too, you're a performer.
Yeah.
You know, family members are either going to be all on board or they'll think you're nuts. And both work as long as the ones that think you're nuts don't try to stop you or hold you back or
That's right.
sabotage things. You know, and there's a lot of entertainers. We know friends, you know, boyfriends and girlfriends and husbands and wives that don't understand. They don't get that we're wired different. We're wired weird. We want to stand up in front of people and do things and sing or tell a joke or do poetry or act. That's, you know, that's not common for people to want it and to pursue it.
Absolutely.
A lot of people want it, but they won't pursue it. Some people pursue it because they're really good, but they don't want it. But having somebody in the background,
It's so important. Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, yes. I agree. Do you think there is a difference between hosting a live show and a radio show?
I've done both.
I know.
Yeah,
That's why I'm asking.
Well, you mean the difference between having people in front of you?
Yeah, that's right. You know, that one, you know, the approach, you know, because I mean, it totally changes, I think. You know, when you have a live audience in front of you, but
Yes.
at the same time, you have a sort of live audience, even, you know, on the radio, of course.
You get to feed off of people, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
And a really good crowd can take you out of not feeling well, and all of a sudden you can't even think about it. It's the adrenaline, it's the energy, it's a narcotic, it's a drug, and being able to connect and create a reaction in people that for a minute, that woman that her husband got into a fight with her, or that fella just got out of the hospital for 90 minutes or 60 minutes or whatever, it disappears. It's right. Because of you that it disappears, and that is such a rich and rewarding experience. There are a few places where you can get that.
Oh, excited. This is a night, man. I don't know what to do right now, though, except drink and keep running the song through my head.
Don't forget the words.
Yeah, I don't want to forget the words. This is what I do before shows when I'm trying to lock in. I remember I worked a rodeo for the finals of a big contest, and I was over by the side with my guitar with a song I just wrote, going back and forth, and I had staff come over, put his hand on me, said, "Are you okay?" They were worried that I had lost my mind, as I wore a little path down in the dirt. But yes, that's what I do. I go through the thing and I'm singing and I'm trying to remember the words. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. See, it's already working. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting. Be right. 1 and 1. Aviator son.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's singer is the owner of Birdland Productions and New Vegas Live. His new production show with an 8-piece band will debut September 30th at the Gold Coast Casino. Please welcome Johnny Bird. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Bird with our national anthem.
I found true love and one worth me waiting for.
I don't even know what just happened. Did I get all the words right? I love it here. I love this. And man, this is a thrill. So what did it mean for me to be able to sing the national anthem here? This type of stuff is just, it's so meaningful to me. I wasn't even born in America. I was born to American parents in a different country, but I spent my whole life here, and I still get choked up singing the national anthem. And my biggest fear is always forgetting the words, because I've seen every video of every guy that made a mistake. I didn't want to be that. So it's so important to me, and I get choked up and I get emotional, and I have this video running through my head every time I hear that song, especially when I'm singing it. It's like I'm watching Francis Scott Key writing the words, and and I can see the words that I'm singing happening in my head. And I know it sounds corny, but it's so me to feel that, and have my kids here and my wife here and my family supporting me. It was such a thrill. And Mike Dornton, who set all this stuff up, I'm so thankful to have him allow me to be a part of this.
The condition the world is in.
Now, I loved being on the radio. I loved it.
Of course.
But I tried to be anonymous. People would come to the radio station.
Yeah, that's right.
see me. We locked it out. I closed the windows so nobody knew. I was kind of an anonymous radio guy.
Yeah.
But I loved being on the radio. I love broadcasts. I love podcasts. I love this.
Yeah.
This is
I
amazing.
mean, me too.
And congratulations
It's
to
great.
you. This is incredible.
Thank you so much.
We're all so proud of you. Whether people tell you, we all know you, and we all are very proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate really so much. And I feel blessed because I just came to this city without knowing anybody, just by myself,
Yes.
bringing my background. my experience and my dreams, of course.
Why here?
And well, there are so many reasons. I mean, it's a long story. Then I will tell you in private too, and
Sure.
then slowly people will know. But I was so comfortable with this city since the very first moment, because I was really warmly embraced. So, and it was something that it's unbelievable and rarely happens in other cities worldwide. So it's very peculiar. Las
Yeah.
Vegas is very, very peculiar.
There are some people here that are very warm and they'll bring you in. I was just talking about
Absolutely.
this. And that helps, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yes.
To have somebody
Absolutely,
that
yes.
will introduce you through their their name or their
That's right.
cachet.
That's right.
And that's the handshake that is you can't get just by pounding on doors, and that's so valuable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and there were some people that helped me too.
Yeah, of course. So what do you think, I mean, why do you like so much to do voiceovers?
Well, they pay well.
Yes, I will.
The
Absolutely.
first one I did, this was back in Minneapolis, and I was working as a DJ at night,
Yeah,
and I was working as a cook during the day.
Yeah.
And one of the cooks that I worked with was a voiceover guy, and worked with a company in Minneapolis.
yeah.
So he said, you do the DJ, and he came out. He said, you got a good voice. Would you consider it? I said,
Mm-hmm.
of course. I went in there, and in 15 minutes, I made $400. I said, okay.
Okay, I think I
Sign
can
me
do
up.
it.
I'm there. You tell me what I had to do, and I was the voice of the ACTs and SATs in like Virginia and Mississippi.
Wow.
So for kids that had visual impairments,
Yes.
I was the voice reading number 1.
Wow, that's a beautiful.
2 + 4 equals.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
and yeah, I had to be like Spock.
Okay.
No inflection. You can't give any clues with the voice, and it took a minute, but
I have to record, when you say do your homework, so that I can.
do your homework,
Yeah.
young man, young woman.
That's perfect.
Let's do
it. So that I give to my children.
Yes.
It's
just
a
call-
good reminder.
It's called Get Back to Work. You.
No, the first one I think that works more. So, what is about your company basically? What do you do with your company, and what kind of projects you are having?
Sure. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
Well, I started out just booking me back in Minnesota, and we ended up having shows where I'd get 2 or 3 calls for the same night. And I thought, well, how do I monetize this when I can't do it myself? So we started booking other acts. And we started booking some bands and DJs and KJs and, small stuff, but we booked a lot of shows. And so we're a booking agency. We book out shows here in Vegas. We book small groups, individual artists. We'll book them anywhere that we can get in. And it took me 5.5 years before I actually decided to do that here. So it was just earlier this year that we got back into the booking part. So we do that. We have a small production studio. We can do we can record voiceovers.
Yes, that's right.
For ourselves and others. We record music. We bring people in. They can do their music projects. We can film things. And now that we're opening up the Black Lotus Cabaret, we'll be able to film and build sets and stages right on the showroom, and that's a big part of our toolbox now that we didn't have.
That's right.
And we got a stage to put beautiful people like you up on to do whatever you do.
Thank you.
We're very excited about that.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we book shows around the country. We've got a tour coming up.
Yeah, that's amazing. Is your intention to have an amazing Christmas show this year, like we had last year,
Well, last
or
year,
even better? Why not?
last year, we had a really good show.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, right in the middle of the show, everything just exploded. It was huge. It was oh wait, that's when you came out and sang.
Oh my God.
That's right.
Oh my
you were a part of that. And the
Thank
crowd went crazy. So yes, we're hoping to do that. That's the Holly Jolly Holiday Special coming up in December at the McDonald Ranch in Sun City. we're going to be doing that. We have at the same place. Anna would know the date better than me. Rich Little and Rich Natoli, they're coming in, and I'll be hosting that.
That's beautiful.
So music and comedy impersonations.
Yeah.
And our opening night is this Wednesday. I don't know when this broadcast, but it'll be Wednesday with Kevin Suker from the Docksiders.
Yeah.
He's signed on to do a series of shows called Unscripted, and he's gonna every other week he's gonna bring in some of his talented friends. And they're gonna do an unscripted.
It's great. It's really great. Yeah. I'm happy. That he's in the team.
Yes. And one last thing. This is crazy.
What?
I paint houses.
Oh, okay.
Oh
my God.
That's a side hustle. I started doing that.
Why not?
I had a buddy in the entertainment business who owned an entertainment company and a painting company, and one day
it's perfect.
his whole team didn't show up, so he called me. He said, "Johnny, can you paint?"
So while you paint, you sing.
You
have to do something different,
So I started painting with him about 20 years ago, and I painted hundreds of houses and stuff. And now even here, I get calls and we do painting
That's
projects.
Beautiful.
Lay tile. I like.
Do you have like a sort of website, for example, specifically for this, or
not for painting? No, it's just word of mouth. I don't advertise for it.
Yeah, so advertise your company instead.
Yeah.
You
can go to www.newvegas.live and you can see all the stuff except painting, but you can just call.
So, is there some of your music on Spotify? If people want to reach you this way, or videos on YouTube.
Yeah, we have lots of videos on YouTube, and you can access a lot of that stuff through my YouTube page, or also through our website, newvegas.live, with the media. We got funny ones and some music videos and some original music, and just some goofball weird stuff.
That's right. May I ask you how much difficulties to produce a show, and what challenges you have to face for doing it, if any?
I think probably the biggest challenge that anybody would face is, a couple: making sure everybody's on time.
That's right.
and making sure all the pieces are in place, and then just all the little technical things. I really don't think there's any one single obstacle that's really big. It's just having all those little pieces in place and finding the right people to be able to delegate.
That's right.
Everybody has their role. Just stick with that and do the fundamentals. And if everybody does the fundamentals, the show will go great. Because the entertainers themselves, in most cases, will take care of themselves.
That's true. Do you think you have accomplished all your dreams, or do you have some that you would like to realize still?
Man, I barely got started.
Oh, really?
I barely got started. I got so many things that I really want to do, but
because you are so energetic. You do so many things, and you can really do so many things because you are really talented.
Well, thank you.
I saw it in many different situations, so I can admit that he really can do anything. So I was really wondering, maybe he has still something like a peculiar dream that he wants to still realize, but I imagine that you have so many.
Actually, one's coming up. What I always wanted to do is to publish a book. I wrote the book. We're getting it published this winter.
Beautiful.
So that's always been a dream of mine. And my dream, and you've done so many amazing things. Maybe you can relate to this. I think any entertainer can relate to it. Is I wanted a chance. I wanted a chance to be able to come here and eliminate all the obstacles, all the excuses, all the reasons that people give, and have one night on one stage with my vision of a show where I can be judged solely on that.
That's right.
And I call it, I got this from I got it from a sports talk show back in Minnesota. To have a chip in a chair, you got a chance. And so I wrote a song called Chip in a Chair. And what that means is if you have one chip left in Vegas and you have the chair at the table, you still have a chance to win. And coming up on November 23rd, the show that I moved here to Vegas to do that I never could do, I'm going to have a chip and a chair, and all I want to do is be able to say, I did it, and let the chips fall where they may.
It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and comes up short again and again, because there is not effort without error and shortcomings, but who does actually strive to do the deed, who knows the great enthusiasm, the great devotion, who spends himself in a worthy cause.
You can never give up.
Who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who know neither victory nor defeat. Where would you go if you could go anywhere? And what would you do if you could do it all? And what would you dream if you knew that your dreams would come true? Who would you be if you could just be you? What would you be if you painted me a picture? Would you paint some flowers of bright red and blue? Or would you paint about the sadness in your heart? Or the dreams that just don't come true? Did you ever think that the wall was too high? Too many things you can achieve, but do you realize it's all within yourself? You just have to believe that you can make it. You can make it if you try. You got to live. You got to live until you die. And every single shot that you don't take is a single shot that you won't make. You can never give up. You can never give up. Don't you dare. Do you know somebody down on their knees, trying to find their own way? You gotta reach out your hand and pick them up and show them that you care, and show them you believe that they can make it. They can make it if they try. You got to live. You got to live until you die. And every single shot that you don't take is a single shot that you won't make. You can never give up. You can make it. Oh, you can make it if you try. You got to live. You got to live until you die. And every single shot that you don't take is another shot that you won't make. You can never give up. You can never give up.
Are you gonna give up?
You can never give up.
give up.
Don't you dare. You can never give up.
Never give up. I will never give up.
You can never give up.
I never give up.
Yeah, that's amazing.
To have that chance. That's a rare chance. People don't always follow, they don't pursue. The roads are littered with people that give up, quit, are knocked down, and don't get back up. I just refused to allow that. And so I'm getting that one chance, and I'm so thankful that we were able to withstand some pretty severe blows here.
Absolutely, yes.
And so we got the chance.
Yeah.
And that's a dream of mine, to come to Vegas and see if I'm good enough.
I think so. I think so.
It's-
And people will see it.
You know, and it's not for
pretty
me.
soon.
It's not really for me to determine that. And I will accept. I will accept whatever's out there. And if they say, you know, Johnny, you know, maybe not. If I can't accept that, I don't deserve praise if I can't accept critique.
Yes, absolutely.
So-
I mean, usually critics, you know, can be also formative. You know, I mean, they can help
Yes.
to reach your goals. You know, in maybe in a different way than you were thinking about.
I print them out.
So,
They're
I
in
mean-
my studio. People will write me letters, you know,
That's
the
right.
"you suck" letters.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're out there.
Yeah, yeah.
I print them out. I keep them.
Yeah.
That's motivation.
That's
But
right.
you're right. You're right. That does help when people tell you you did terrible. You know, after you get rid of the, I'm really hurt by that. Okay, why did they think that? Is there something that I can do better? And you eliminate the ego.
And there is always something. Unfortunately, there
Yes.
is always something that, you know, you have to learn or you have to improve. There is always something.
And that's not just in
It's
the
a-
entertainment world.
No,
That's
no, no, no.
in life.
In life, absolutely, yes, absolutely, yes. So to conclude this conversation,
Yes.
and I am sorry, you know, because
You're so
I'm
good at this. Man, you did your research. You're so good at this.
I know. I follow the flow, you know. So, what would you suggest, you know, to the upcoming talents? You know, because I mean, you have just said that, you know, especially in our world, you know, probably the hardest thing to do is to give chance to musicians, to singers, to artists in general.
Yes.
So you have to have the right people in front of you that believe in you and that give you a chance. So what is your suggestion and your advice?
Well, I'll tell them.
Yeah.
I hope is a short story.
Yeah.
When we moved here, there was a lady that saw me that said I was a little rascal. One of the little rascals on television. I think you're amazing. Come back here and I will help you out. And so I came back. Turned out it was all a fraud.
Oh my.
And I sat in a parking lot in Vegas, and I called up Ann and I said, we just lost a lot of money. I said, what I want you to do is get me every talent agency in Vegas, give me the numbers, and I'll call them. So she got on her phone. I'm sitting in a parking lot. I'm crushed. And I called all 13 of them. There are 13 that I could find. They either got answering machines or no's, or you know, sorry, we don't do this, go away. And one answered, and they said, well, I don't do this, but you seem very sincere. I'll meet with you. And they met with me. And it didn't amount to getting me a show, but it's salvaged it's just salvaged my soul a little bit, that somebody would at least listen. So fast forward to your question. I don't want somebody to have to go through that with me. I want everybody to have a chance. I want everybody to have a chip in a chair, because I basically had to buy my own place, so to speak, to be able to have this. And I want to eliminate that firewall. They can call. They can go on our website, dovegas.live, and find how to contact me, they can call me. I'll talk to them. If they.
Yeah, that's a great thing. That's a great opportunity, young people can have, just to contact you. And you are sincere, you are humble. And that's what I like most. And I think that they can find in you really a sort of mentor, if I may say.
It'd be an honor.
I mean,
for me.
Yeah.
It'd be an honor for me. Yeah, to just, if I could find somebody that was like me, that hustled and just kept getting pounded.
Yeah. You have to believe strongly in yourself and in what you can do best, basically. So
I would feel very fulfilled to know that if in my most humble way, I have a stage now, and I got it for a year. And we can do anything. So let's do some things. Let's get some dreams checked off.
That's right.
Not mine. Theirs, yours.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Why not?
Absolutely.
I'm willing to give anybody a shot.
Absolutely. So I thank you so much, Johnny.
The honor was mine.
Yes. And we will promote your upcoming shows, the opening of your beautiful showroom.
November 23rd.
Yeah, November 23rd. I mean, it's an amazing showroom. It's becoming really, it's a gem. I think it's a gem in the city. So we will promote a lot. So
7 nights a week.
Yeah.
We're gonna have midnight shows. We're gonna do stuff all day, all night, every night.
Yeah.
We got plenty of room.
And that's beautiful. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I hope to have you again here so that we see how things evolve.
Yeah. You're amazing.
Thank
you. You're just so good at this, man.
Thank you. So hope to see you soon.
Yes.
And we have a break. And after the break, we come back with our new segment, Bella Italia. See you soon.
Your love is like a shadow on me all the time. All the time. I don't know what to do. I'm always in the dark. You're living in a bother. Can I give it a spark? I really need you tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. For every moment in my life. To get along that I want. E la fede che hai acceso noi. Sento che ci can beauty come out of ashes? But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across social media platforms. We produce over 70 shows with over 1,000 episodes. In the process, we've helped over 100 creators realize their dreams and start their own show. We give platforms to promote your business. If you are an artist, if you have an event, if you are entrepreneurs, or if you have a story. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe and follow us on major social media platforms. And if you have a great idea of a show, join us. Social media shows can help you produce and live stream your own show. Let us help you make your dream become a reality.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Buongiorno a questo giorno che si sveglia oggi con me. Buongiorno al latte e al caffè.
Hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to Las Vegas Live with NELIA Ross. I am so excited to take you on a captivating journey through Italy with my new segment, Bella Italia. In this series, we'll dive into the rich tapestry of Italian music, tracing its evolution from 1918 to the present. We will explore the vibrant styles, iconic artists, and memorable songs that have defined the generations. Along the way, I will share performances of some of the most beloved Italian songs from various decades to give you a delightful taste of our rich cultural heritage. So join me as we celebrate the magic of Italy. So in the musical panorama of the early 60s, other novelties blossomed. The explosion of the festival mania, the beach songs, and the many new youth dances. The success of the kid singers, the ephemeral fashions of the cinebox, the ancestors of video clip, and of the musicarelli, that is low-level musical films with young successful singers who basically played themselves. Then the beat song and the birth of the complexes. Alternative to these trends and often secluded the singer-songwriters, and with some of the latter, the rebirth of the political song. An enormous novelty imposed by record companies was also the identification between the song and the singer who launched it, while until the 50s, the same song was interpreted indifferently by different singers. This personalization obviously expanded with the phenomenon of singing stardom. In addition to the two major television singing competitions, the Sanremo Festival and the Canzonissima, a real mania for competitions spread, with hundreds of them taking place in the most remote locations of the peninsula. The best known were the Castrocaro Festival from 1957, dedicated to the new voices, and where I participated in 1995 with my original song Anni Bui, written by me and the famous author and producer Giampiero Artegiani, the Cantagiro from 1962 to 1970, and the Festival degli Sconosciuti in Ariccia, nearby Rome, Italy. From 1964, the Festival delle Rose, the Festival Bar, and the Disco per l'Estate, and from 1965 the Rassegna di Venezia. Also in 1957 the Zecchino d'Oro, reserved for children, began at the Teatro Antoniano in Bologna. But now let's listen to my original song Anni Bui that I presented in the Festival of Castrocaro in 1995, where I won an award as a songwriter, with my stage at that time Carmen Corona. Ladies and gentlemen, Anni Bui.
Senza fantasia, anni senza una poesia, giorni vuoti ad aspettare che nasca qualcosa, quell'amore che vorrei, storia che sei.
In 1959, the hit parade, the ranking of the best-selling records born in America in 1936, began in the weeklies, and in 1967, the radio began the way to show up the hit parade of the best-selling 45s, played from the 10th to 1st, presented by Lelio Luttazzi with a huge audience among the very young. At that time, it was normal for young people to buy an average of 45s every week, and the record industry recorded dazzling increases in turnover from 18 million 45s in 1959 to 44 million in 1969. In those years, the record player became widespread, a portable turntable for 45s, very popular among young people. As early as 1960, a survey found that 40% of record buyers were under 20, and 1964 was the boom year for record labels. In those years, famous foreign singers came to sing in Italy, almost always in Italian, like Neil Sedaka, the King of Clowns, Paul Anka, Jim Pitney, Richard Anthony Adamo, Petula Clark, Sylvie Vartan, Rocky Roberts, with whom I performed a long time ago. In 1961, for the first time, a 45 RPM sold more than 1 million copies, Legata a un granello di sabbia, sung by Nico Fidenco, who inaugurated the trend of summer songs just when seaside holidays were becoming a mass custom, at least for the middle classes, no longer a privilege of the few. So let's listen to Legata a un granello di sabbia.
Ti voglio cullare, cullare, posandoti su un'onda del mare, legandoti a un granello di sabbia, così tu nella nebbia più fuggir non potrai, e accanto a me tu resterai.
Nico Fidenco then sang also Con te sulla spiaggia, but the champion of that genre became Edoardo Vianello with catchy rhythmic songs and often associated with a dance like a twist, shake, limbo, holly-golly, surf, and so on. So let's listen to a beautiful song. It's I Vatusti.
Siamo i Vatusi, gli altissimi negri, quello più basso, è alto 2 metri, qui ci scambiamo l'amore profondo, dandoci i baci più alti del mondo, siamo i Vatusi. Alle giraffe guardiamo negli occhi, agli elefanti parliamo negli orecchi.
Many other were the beach songs of those years, like Stessa spiaggia, stesso mare by Piero Focaccia or Se diventata nera by Los Marcellos Ferial and Luglio di Riccardo del Turco. They were certainly not masterpieces, with the exception of Sapore di Sale by Gino Paoli, but they gave the soundtrack of the 60s its unmistakable atmosphere of a joyful vitality. Let's listen to Luglio by Riccardo del Turco.
Stamani al mio risveglio non ci speravo più. Luglio credevo ad un abbaglio e invece ci sei tu. Ci sei tu, in riva al mare, solo tu. Amore, amore, e mi corri incontro, ti scusi del ritardo, ma non mi importa.
Among the many new dances often ephemeral, the first and most popular was the twist, made in the USA, which marked the turning point because it was not danced in pairs but in groups. Let's listen to it. And equally significant is that from then on, the dance halls for young people began to differentiate from those for adults, a distinction that until then did not exist in dance halls and in the more popular ballere, the 2 public places where people danced. In addition to these songs suitable for group dances, there were also Sure for the Slow, such as I Tuoi Occhi Verdi, Parola, and so on. In those years of demographic baby boom, not only were the consumers of records very young, but also the new singers launched by the record companies. So first of all, Rita Pavone and Gianni Morandi, still teenagers when they became the new idols of song. They both appeared at 17 in 1962 on the television program Alta Pressione. And they had in common a way of singing with a single timbre without extension, which lent itself perfectly to the new recording technique of recording the musical bass and the voice separately. So the voice occupied the medium frequencies, the rhythm the low ones, the violins and or keyboards the high ones. That year, Rita Pavone launched La partita di pallone, Il ballo del mattone, Datemi un martello, all concentrated in the following 5-6 years. Those of her brief but sensational success. Let's listen to La partita di pallone.
Ma ritornerò perché la domenica mi lasci sempre sola per andare a vedere la partita di pallone. Perché una volta non ci porti pure me.
Johnny Morandi made his debut with Andavo a 100 all'ora, followed by Fatti mandare dalla mamma a prendere il latte, La fisarmonica, all on the theme of the adolescence, and all for holidays or Saturday afternoon parties. So let's listen to one of his songs.
Fatti mandare dalla mamma a prendere il latte. Devo dirti qualche cosa che riguarda noi due. T'ho vista uscire dalla scuola insieme ad un altro, con la mano nella mano passeggiava con te. Digli a quel coso che sono geloso.
In 1966 Morandi wanted to sing C'era un ragazzo che come me above i Beatles e in Rolling Stones, such a long title, a song with a strong political commitment against the war in Vietnam, which was censored by the Italian TV station Rai at that time. Let's listen to it.
La libertà, ma ricevette una lettera, la sua chitarra mi regalò, fu richiamato in America. Stop con Rolling Stones, stop coi Beatles, stop. M'han detto va nel Vietnam e spara ai Viet Cong.
Many other young idols of the early 60s, like Little Tony, who sang 24.000 baci with the Celentano, and other great successes between 66 and 70. Let's listen to it.
Siete bugie meravigliose, frasi d'amore appassionate, ma solo baci chiedo a me. Con 24.000 baci, così frenetico è l'amore, in questo giorno di follia.
Pino Donaggio, famous for Io che non vivo senza te, and who became a world famous author of soundtracks for movies. I would love to listen this song again.
Io che non vivo più di un'ora senza te, come posso stare una vita senza te? Sei mia, mai niente lo sai, separarci un giorno potrà.
Tony Renis, who linked to the fame of the international hit Quando, Quando, Quando that everybody worldwide knows. Let's listen.
Dimmi quando tu verrai. Dimmi quando danno il giorno e l'ora in cui forse tu mi bacerai. A ogni istante arriverò fino a quando
Bobby Solo with Una lacrima sul viso and many others. Let's listen to Bobby Solo.
Quella lacrima sul viso è un miracolo d'amore che si avvera in questo istante per me, che non amo che te.
Gianni Pettenati launched Bandiera Gialla in 1966, which was also the title of a highly listened to radio program of songs broadcast by Rai 2 from 65 to 70, hosted by Johnny Boncompagni and Renzo Arbore, and reserved for the very young, so much so that it began with a provocative announcement. There was also Gigliola Cinquetti, who won the Sanremo Festival and the Eurovision Song Contest in 1964 with Non ho l'età. Let's listen to it.
Non ho l'età per amarti, non ho l'età per uscire sola con te e non avrei nulla da dire.
Well, we are at the end of this amazing episode. I want to thank Johnny Bird for accepting my invite and coming today for this amazing interview. And I want to thank you all for watching Las Vegas Live with NELIA Ross. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you're interested in booking an interview with me or sponsoring our program, please reach out to us at neliaross.official@gmail.com. Once again, thank you for watching us, and I look forward to seeing you next Saturday at noon on social media shows and neliaross.com. Have a great day. Un bacio da Nelia Ross. Ciao.
The woman inside me is coming out. I feel like a bird that is flying. Pulling on the souls that reaches out. I don't need any help or anyone. My decision is here, and I pray for every moment in my life to get the love that I want. I believe I deserve much more. Tonight I find myself for sure.